Okay. Yeah. She glitching? No.
How is that better? No. I don't ever know what be up, like, because when you say I'm glitching, everything seems clear here, and then you be glitching, and I'm pretty sure it seems clear on your end. I
I'm
got
over
my
it.
5G, I got my Wi-Fi with
I'm
all the
over it.
bars, so I
I
just
just
don't
be
be
like, okay,
knowing.
here we go. It is what it is. I don't even trip no more. It's a part of not being in control on the live, so I just rock with it. Like, okay, this is what we're doing. Cool. And this last one we did was good anyway. There was no glitching. I don't think it went pretty well. So fingers crossed this one will go good too. And, and we're back. We like and we're
Yeah, this- and we're back.
yeah. Again,
Technology can be so fickle.
You sipping on tea
Yet we
again
put
tonight?
all our everything into it.
Uh-huh.
Yep, tonight I'm sipping my Catching Z's blend. It's been helping me sleep at night. So I've been sipping on that. Wine's not agreeing with me 100% right now, so I'm just going to stick to my tea for now. And what are you sipping on today?
Yeah, you
Oh,
just
now
tried to
you
fix me.
now you
Is
the
it pause
pause.
now or still no?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I have wine. I have
No, you're
just a
good
Moscato that I
now.
had over there. I got my water. I got my apples. Just I'm start with water. Then I pour myself a glass of. This is just California Roots Moscato. Yep.
Oh yeah, from
Yeah. I
Target.
think
That's
this
my
is
jam right
12%
there.
alcohol. Yeah, this one. I think I did get this one.
Yeah,
California Roots
and they're
Moscato. I
good.
think I did grab
I
this one from
haven't had
Target.
the Moscato. Yeah, that's the one I've had that on here quite a few times, just not the Moscato. I've done like the Chardonnay, the Cabernet. I've done some doubling of the same ones, but I like to get that from Target. Oh, you're glitching again. You there? Okay. T Gang, Jessica. Hold on, let's see.
I'm back.
You glitched and froze, so. Oh,
Well,
okay, you're back.
he's
The
pulling it up
screen literally
and
just went black
taking it
and
down.
then
So
came back.
you think
Okay.
it's because both of the phones are together?
Okay.
Nope. It has nothing to do with the huh? Okay. We'll just figure it out. We'll just see. Is it still glitching?
I'm seconds behind, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. Am I glitching now? Okay. So we'll let it go for a few and see if it glitches really bad, and we'll
You're
start it
good.
over.
You're good now.
And just do it. I saw American Grass say T Gang when the print black. I love it. It's the time.
Yep, T Gang. And yes, love is magic this week because, yeah. Don't want to get caught off guard again.
Oh, yeah.
Any PSAs today?
Oh, yeah. It's been an interesting
I knew you had one.
week. I was reading the other day that this guy, he said he was staring at his phone because he woke up to and he was looking at, I don't know if he woke up, he woke up to an email and he was laid off. I think I sent it to you with Google, the 12,000 that Google laid off, and then Spotify did a layoff.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
IBM, and it was all these tech companies pretty much.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, me being spiritual, for someone else it may be like I never put all my eggs in one basket, equivalent to a mutual fund. It's just super disheartening to see how people can just be dismissed when they've helped grow a company. That man was there for 11 years. And this is always happening. I just think for me, because we came out of a pandemic and then people are kind of like getting back to the norm, you know, for some people. It was one lady that got laid off while she was on, she just had her baby 2 days ago and got an email. Like, they're just emailing people. It's so detached. It's like you want someone to give you 2 weeks notice, but you don't even have the decency when someone has put that type of time into helping build your company to say, you know, you could do a Zoom. They don't have to physically be there with you. You could, you know, did individual Zoom calls. It just speaks volumes about companies. And I've always felt that way about a job. A job is always, for me, if you're fortunate to have employment or be employed at a place that you really love and you feel valued and there's a relationship, then kudos to you. But I think more often than not, we see where you're working and that's where you get the seed to pay the bills, and hopefully if you know what you have a passion for or what you feel your purpose to do, you can put that money towards that. But I just feel like even like that guy, he was on I think it's like a work visa with an HB1, or I'm probably butchering it, but he's like, when you are released from your job, it's effective immediately. You have 60 days to find new employment or you have to leave the country. And I just was looking at all that, I was like, this is how people, not speaking that on them, but people go jump off buildings, do all this stuff. They feel overwhelmed. And it's just like, one, it speaks volumes about community. And two, you know, never, I just feel like it really is a day-to-day thing. Never just feel like something is so solid. It doesn't mean you don't do your best there. It doesn't mean that you're being skeptical. It doesn't mean you don't believe in some sort of job security. A job is to do what it's supposed to do. Even with entrepreneurs, you're still looking, you know, to create the means for stuff to, you know, keep flourishing. So I just thought that was unfortunate. But the PSA is, make sure that you are, I don't want to say partnered with, but you are aware of who's in your community. And when I say in your community, I'm talking about people that you're interacting with, giving a great amount or deal of your time to. Also, continue to seek, if you don't already know, what you're passionate about, what you feel your purpose to do, so that you're not just in this perpetuated cycle of going, getting the paycheck, paying the bills, going, getting the paycheck, paying the bills, because you're an asset to someone else. That's how they're growing their business. That's how they're able to take money and invest it and continue to have multiple irons in the fire. And if something goes down, they can do these huge layoffs, and they've got some investments and other things going on. And here you are, you have this one thing that you've been doing repeatedly, and, you know, you just weren't aware. When you're at work, you know, if you're able to connect with other people, if you're fortunate enough to have, you know, people that you've met outside of work, you know, find out what they do, what they're passionate about. I just feel like sometimes we just isolate ourselves. You're in this bubble and you are not thinking or forecasting. And it's not a negative thing that if this job was not here tomorrow, or, you know, am I doing something else that I have a passion for? Am I creating another means for an opportunity for finances to flourish or come in? And it's just not this one source of income. So with saying that, I mean, it's not like we have so many heavy people in here, but I would like to know, I always see at Meredith Grad always there, if you guys can say in there what you, anybody that's on right now, what you were passionate about, what you, is glitching? In blackout right now, or could you still hear me? Yeah, when he does, they just black it out, yeah.
I could hear you literally blacked out for a second after you said blackout,
what I was saying was,
I've been able to hear you the whole time.
What I wanted to, with the PSA, intentionally do, I mean, because I can't always see who all is in the live, but I did see at Meredith Grad earlier, you know, just what is your passion?
Yeah.
What are you passionate about? You know, if you know what your purpose to do, it's still community here. I see people accomplish great things with small numbers.
Yeah.
Shoot, it was 2 people that did Facebook, I think 2 or 1, you know, and Amazon, I'm sure they went and employed other people,
Yeah.
but 2 people come yeah, two people coming together sometimes. I mean, spiritually for me, it says, well,
initially.
two will touch and agree, or I'm real big on that. So that's something I wanted to lead with when we start tonight. That PSA about being aware of the people and also being open and forthcoming. And we can start right here with L, you could go, and then I'll go, and then other irons in the fire that you may have in the fire that are coming up, something that you do, because we talk about everything else and other things and we go to our bowls, but that was something that was like, pushed to the forefront for me. Like, man, that's, you know, even though I'm moving around, these are still people that we're interacting with, and I have no idea what at Meredith Grad does. There are other people that have been on here. I don't know what Arkansas Barbie's passionate about. I don't know what I'm trying to think of who else has been on here. So I just would, yeah. If somebody else that was on there. I mean, we could sit there, but I'm just saying it's good to ask because you just never know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mir
Yeah.
Washington. That's another person that's been. I don't want to be butchering names. I'm just trying to think of who goes up and down. You got Journey of a Legend, Josiah. I mean, yeah.
Those are we can be opportunities for each other, and also just knowing who you're around. You just never know. So I think it's important to connect. Exactly. So I did say I did see at Meredith Grad posted. I would say I'm passionate about food, being at peace. I'm passionate about enjoying life. So I'm there with that. I'm a foodie. I'm always looking for the next find. I mean, it's not about the quantity. It's about the quality. I am a foodie as well.
Yep.
And Elle, what are you not passionate? I mean, what are you passionate about? What are you passionate about? And is there something where you feel like you were purpose, like you live and breathe, this is what you want to do, and what irons do you have in the fire? Anything that you feel that you want to share within, with the people here, so there's something that we would know about you.
Well, I'm passionate, of course, about just wellness and my peace, fashion, of course, even though I don't do it as much, but fashion for sure. And some things I've got going on right now. Well, I'm currently just uploading stuff on social media. Since Instagram be paying me a little bit of change here, so I've just been trying to upload on social media, post some wellness stuff, some habit building tips. I actually have 6 children's books written, so maybe sometime this year I'll get one illustrated and published. But yeah, definitely just passionate about living well, fashion, and just like you said, building community. Really, I often feel like I'm just myself in a bubble, so I love to just connect with like-minded people.
Journey.
I can hear you.
Okay.
It was doing a little buffer, but I could hear you. Yep. And before I shoot it back to you, what you were saying about the jobs, it's so crazy because you have people who stuck with these companies through COVID when a lot of people said, bye, I'm not staying here during COVID and didn't want to work. And those are the same people that you didn't value enough and you just cut them off. And then another thing is, it's crazy when you're in the workplace and you tell people you have a side business or you do something else, they think you're crazy. They have no belief or nothing. But those be the same ones that be jumping off the cliff when they lose their job, when you got some other shit hidden, and so you're able to survive.
Most definitely.
Such things that happen all the time, And I just thought that was just interesting, But what do I know? You know, they work and make their salary, but clearly you ain't have nothing set up if you got fired, if you jumped off the building. You know,
it's crazy.
You're buffering, but I can still hear you clearly. I don't know what the heck's going on today, girl. What in the world?
He's gonna have me go out and come back in, make sure that we have all the bars and stuff, so it's not all like that.
Okay.
So I'll come out and go back in. You stay on. You're gonna stay on. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I'll be right here. Yeah. Hey, Nida. Looking into Nida. Harlow. Come on, Nida. Come on, girl. Nida. Come on, girl. What's up, Nida? Come on, it's your night. Oh, say hi, Jessica. Say hi, Jessica.
He's gonna watch it. He said it just seemed like the camera was doing it more, not the live, but the camera was like.
Okay, because I could still hear you. It was
literally the camera was
circling, but I could still hear you.
No, okay. I'm showing you.
It's fine because it's still a delay when you show me that. But I mean, if it does it again, then we'll just switch phones.
No, I think it was too close.
He said it might have been too close. Technology. But before we went off, I totally agree with you about you know, when you're telling people that you do this in addition to being employed with the company, or you want to make sure you tell everybody, this is what I work here, but this is what I really want to do. Yeah, that's why sometimes you just got to spearhead it and by yourself. You have to just kind of jump in there, and you're the only one that believes and values it before it takes off and everybody's like, oh yeah, you know?
Yeah. And take your vacation time, you know, because they don't care. Like my supervisor, even like he takes his birthday off. He's like, oh yeah, your birthday's coming off. Take your birthday off. Do you want this day off too? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, these like we just said, they will let you go. So take a break sometimes. It's okay. That's what you're working to get that time off anyway. You know, like I might not take whole days in a row, but I try to be strategic with the time I take off. Like if it's near a holiday, I try to make sure I take before and after the holiday, you know, so it seems like I have a little longer time. But for sure, take advantage of your benefits, you know, while you're at the job. Don't just be there working and fucking quiet quit. Go and do what you're paid for. Like, let's normalize not going above and beyond. Because these jobs are not going above and beyond for you. You are definitely
easier said than done. Because I've been in jobs where it began to compromise my integrity as a person, because it's like I can't sit here and do, because the bare minimum sometimes is not enough. That's the reason why you're having a problem. It's like you had to do more in order for you to be the outstanding employee that you are. So for you to do low level is for you to do what you're seeing is the problem. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is why it was doing so bad, or this is why, you know, I thrive, and you're always recognizing, because this is not cool. You know, this is going undone. So when it gets like that, I start, as we talked about relationships, this a job is a relationship. You start planning your exit strategy, you know, and whatever that looks like for you. This is by no means telling somebody to jump and do something that's not comfortable or make sense to them. I am a jumper and I'm a faith-based person because everything that I have in life has been faith, and I believe it's so be it according to your faith sometimes. Sometimes stuff happens when you make a move, not before. You got to make a move for something to happen. It's like you can't be like, oh, once I see it, then I'll make a move. It's like you got to jump like it's already there. And that's what I've done with a lot of things. So I totally get it. And yeah, I think were you finished up with the passion and different things? And do we have any? And then well, before I jump in,
you gotta go. You gotta say yours.
I see Journey of a Legend, who's a LinkedIn. Did you even want to put what you do on there? And I didn't want to. I wanted someone else, anybody else that's there on the live, to go before me if they wanted to. What's up? Can you see who's there, Elle? I can't.
Okay. Let's see. Hold on. Let me click this to see who all's in here. Journey of a Legend, Lanita, if you want to say what you're passionate about or if you got some things going on.
Well, while they're going, or if they you want to go, it's not pressure. I am passionate about creating. I am a creative at heart. I feel that my life's purpose is to inspire, impact, and empower through everything that I do. I love creating with individuals, helping them bring their passion and purpose to fruition. I've been, I have a background in social services, customer service, just everything, always dealing with people. I just enjoy seeing people see their passion and purpose come to fruition. So I love to assist in a creative capacity where it's really let's create together, not me just doing it. I enjoy it. I'm passionate about it. I feel that's what I'm purposed to do. And as far as me individually, whatever I put my hand to, even doing this, I seek to impact, inspire, and empower through everything. If you meet me, I am that type of person. Seeing me do this, from the clothes that I wear, brand, anything at all, that is what I'm always doing. And I love connecting with others who have an understanding of either their passion or their purpose, because I feel like you get better aligned when you do that. Because when I know what you're passionate about, it's almost like having an additional person in the world that can connect or plug in or be in rooms that you're not in and say, Elle does that. You know who you might need to connect with? She does that. She has a passion for wellness. I know someone, and that's why I feel like it's so important, even with us being here, whether it's 2, 3, 4, whatever, to know, because once you know that, it's easy to say, I know somebody, and they actually, you might want to check them out. I know them through community, but check them out. It might be something that, serves as a tool or resource, So I feel like if I'm not doing that, it's a problem. It is overflowing in every other area. You could tell when I'm not doing what I'm passionate about. I'm a foodie. That is like a hobby. And I wouldn't say so much for me a passion. It's a hobby. It's like a pastime for me. Like, let's go have fun. I love movies. Like I can sit up and watch 5 or 6 movies back to back. And I love adventure. I believe that it's not about going a bunch of places. It's about how you experience them. So again, it's about the quality, not the quantity. So I love finding places where I'll have a unique experience and then sharing that with others and shaving down the time of people going through the quantity of all these restaurants, and it's like a bust, or all these different resorts or trips. If I can find places and I can share the the great time that I had there and give some suggestions in advance and help the next person, then I'm down for that too. I do enjoy that. Um, I love sharing information. So yeah, those are things that I know my passion, my purpose, and then the hobbies in between. And those things all make up me. Yeah. And I think there was some stuff that went up. I can't see it anymore while I was talking. You muted I think you muted yourself.
Sorry, I forgot. You see why. Journey of a Legend said his passion is music and using his voice to help and assist people through the content I put out. And that's important, you know. However you can use your voice to inspire or motivate, it doesn't, your voice, your actions, whatever, you know, you just never know how you're helping someone, you know.
All it takes is one.
You just never know.
One person can change the trajectory of your whole life.
Yep.
One piece of information.
Oh my gosh.
Can change everything.
I totally agree.
That's why it's so important to ask, seek, not. That's another principle I implement. I make it a point to, I don't care if I have to travel further. I like to go in a place where energy is good. So where I go and grocery shop, where I go if I want to go look for clothes or shoes. And I rarely do that because I'm online all the time. Amazon, like getting all my money. You know, it's just convenient, and the prices, you know, they're not having to pay for overhead. So you're saving some money, you know, all that. And then I love the return. When you told me I could go to Whole Foods and do it, I was just like, I can go and grab I was like, oh,
girl,
I'm always looking out. That
game changer.
What I put in the basket and what I'll be like, I like this. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, it's like,
does it say free returns? If it says free returns and it's on Prime, you know it.
This one's got free returns. This one's got free. So, you know, that is a plus, and I love that Amazon offers that. Wow, they just keep getting.
Yeah, convenience. They know they hit convenience. They are one company that knows how to hit convenience from every aspect. Because I do my grocery shopping on Amazon Fresh. So, and they send Whole Foods brand stuff too. So it's so convenient. I can be at work and be like, okay, well, I get off at this time. Let me go on and do these groceries and select the time. So they'll get here around the time that I get home. They package it all, you know, one avocado in the bag by itself. But yeah, so they definitely have convenience on point, and even customer service to an extent, because, you know, made sure my order was $25 to get my stuff the same day, because they have that. All morning it kept saying, this is the time it's coming, out for delivery, one stop away. And then all of a sudden, nothing, no more tracking information was there. So I contacted them via chat, and they're saying, oh, it looks like your package was stolen or lost during transit. And then it looks like, oh, it was damaged or lost in transit. And I'm like, but how? And I was getting notified literally up until the time. So they refunded, did the escalation and refunded my money on the gift card, because, you know, you get that back sooner. And then the stuff eventually came
so they
way
made
later
right
at night,
like,
but I was able to keep my money.
You don't worry, it's on us.
And I was able to keep, and that was like $40-something. Yeah, because if I made what I needed was only 13. That means I have to go find almost $12 more to make $25 before taxes, so I could get my stuff the same day.
And you know, but you know what? They retained you as a customer, because you'll never forget that they valued you, and your patronage is appreciated. They showed you that when they said, we want to get this back to you the fastest way. And when it came, it's like, keep it. Don't even worry about it. You know? Look,
and I went and spent it the same day back on Amazon.
Yes, I mean, and it was
a win is a win. A win is a win.
Boom, boom. You know?
Yeah.
And
then, exactly. So they look at my cart.
Amazing marketing for them, I'm sure. Amazon Fresh, you know you can return.
Yes,
Whole Foods, like, you know, if you take a picture of the item, and you told me that one too, take a picture, put it up in there, give your suggestions. You know, I'm like, okay, the convenience is just crazy, and that's a company I definitely see. They did a layoff. I think they did a layoff as well. Amazon did a layoff too. It was like nationwide. I think I'm saying it right.
Yeah.
It was like multiple places. But even if not here, just make sure when you're at work or whatever, and when you feel led to, you know, make it a point. I'm not saying go talk to everybody, but there's no way you should be somewhere for the amount of time you are at a job and not have connected with someone. And it doesn't mean it has to be like a great connection. It could be, I tried and that wasn't it. You know, it could start with a simple hello, or somebody you see all the time. You know what I mean? A simple gesture. You know, I mean, if it's like, I see you, oh, you have coffee mugs all the time, I pick this up for you. You know, you've been there long enough. Make sure that you are positioning yourself to connect with people. That's an ask, seek, knock. And it doesn't mean it's always going to be the first, the second, or the third, but you have to do the work for what you desire, and also the opportunity that, you know, may happen from that. So I just think sometimes we're not doing that because, and we talked about this before, we have all this other stuff going on, and then you got these big layoffs that happen. And in 11 years, you know, and no dig on it, but 11 years, I'm just thinking this couple, they both worked for Google and were both laid off. And they had their daughter was sleeping. They said, thank God she was asleep when they got this news. But I was thinking, in 11 years, you didn't have something else going on, but I think it can happen like that. And their daughter was fairly young. I just recently, my husband and I had a conversation. We it's not empty nest, but our children are grown, like doing their own thing. And it's like, we're still young enough to start really getting into our own thing, you know, doing our own stuff, because you have the time. So I understand sometimes parenting can be one of those things where you are heavily involved. You are second when you have a child, as you know, and you are trying to figure out their likes, dislikes, being supportive. You're switching hats if you're minus a parent. You know, if you're, you know, one down, so now you're single parent, you know, just different things like that. So when the opportunity presents itself, you know, you're not being bogged with that. But even with parenting, you still, if you give it a company 40 hours plus a week, you best believe you might want to be thinking about some investing or connecting, you know, figuring out what else could I be doing, because that's a long time collectively between the two of them to give. That would be 22 years if she gave 11 as well. It didn't say what she did, but she'd been for a while too. And you guys didn't take some of that money out? You know?
Because you have to be making a good salary, a decent salary.
So, these were all layoffs.
Paid pretty well.
It was a bunch of tech ones. And my conspiracy. So
they was getting paid.
Say it. They know this stuff is coming. I think this is write-offs for them. It's right.
I mean, all you got to do is get on CNN, Business Insider, MSNBC. When you see one company start laying off, you already know there's a domino effect, and you can't be in a job and there's things not being said. Hell, in our job, you can hear little things and stuff, and then you start seeing
there were people that knew years before the pandemic came. I believe there were people that knew like it's going to be the pandemic, and then after that we're going to let it breathe, and then we're going to do this mass layoff in the tech world, and this is how we're going to get this money back and do this, because layoffs shouldn't even be happening when people were working from home. You know, you could have, the cut should have happened then, not now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that,
Yeah, because that overhead has already
the job
drastically
is
cut.
looking out for themselves, as they should be, and you need to be looking out for you. I'm an advocate for, I don't have to give you 2 weeks notice, just like you don't have to tell me when you're laying me off or you're firing me. It is a courtesy. Yeah, and it is, but they try to say like
you're at will, I'm at will.
Exercise your at will. Plan your exit strategy. Be, you know, aware and looking to place a couple of eggs in some other baskets, some other irons in the fire, whatever that may be. Even if you invest in somebody else's passion, that's another thing. You might be an investor. You may find it's not something I specifically want to do, but I'm a consumer of food. I love food. I'm a consumer of like I love fashion. You may want to, you may meet somebody that's passionate about fashion. In addition to going to work, they go to, you know, the Fashion Institute or something, and they're doing some designs and they're figuring it out. And it's like, well, do you have a storefront, or do you have online presence? Like, start talking. They might need startup money. You might be the person to get them going, get some contracts in place, and get some, you know, your ROI is super, you know, good. You know, you just invested in, as opposed to being the person. You came and put the money in it. There was a person, Journey of a Legend, it was a person that invested in a guy, I think it was like in New York. He had this idea about shirts with putting colleges on them or something. This guy believed so heavily in his vision that he took all his money and like invested it. The guy didn't even know that was all the money, like the great majority of it. It turned out great for them. Now, I'm not saying take all your money, but I'm saying you don't, sometimes the passion or the purpose may be for you to have the seed to fuel their passion or purpose. You know, be looking for that. You might be somebody's opportunity. But that is all that long, lengthy PSA, even if having to go out, come back in. These layoffs and all this stuff, I think these are like, you know, wake up, you know, a little tap on the shoulder. If you don't know, now you know. Just make sure that you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. Yeah, basket. The East on Earn Your Leisure. Yeah, I think he said that East on Earn Your Leisure. I watched that show. It was a story on Earn Your Leisure. That's why I would say Journey of a Legend. But yeah, and that's pretty much it. My aunt, as we went in and out, but that's the PSA. You still on, or you on mute? Okay, I thought you muted it for a minute. She's saying something.
Yeah, sorry.
But we can jump into our our bowls. And what are you diving into today?
Okay. I think I'm gonna, well, shoot, I don't even know. I'm gonna jump into my spicy bowl, I guess.
All right.
I be saying mild, and my mild toppings be spicy.
This tahini I put on these apples, I'm addicted. I don't do it all the time. Love it though. I love it.
I'm gonna have to get some. Because it's probably gonna be good on my papaya.
You gonna go?
I just chopped up some papaya today for tomorrow.
Okay. Hold on.
Okay. What do you do? What do you do when your partner is no longer physically attracted to you? I saw this thing a few weeks ago. It was on social media, but it was someone screen recorded the Clubhouse, and I guess I don't know if the girl is a porn star, and I don't know because I just don't even know what's going on. But there was this whole thing with her partner was in there and everybody else in the Clubhouse, and she was saying they brought another woman in and he got aroused for the other woman, and then when she would get on to ride, his thing went noodle. And so she wasn't getting aroused, and he kept saying it wasn't her, it wasn't her. But then he started saying, well, you know, we've been going through some things, and, you know, but it was just like, dang. And then they're all in this clubhouse with all these people and stuff. So my question is, what do you do when your partner, I won't say male or female, so from each standpoint, what do you do when your partner is no longer physically attracted to you, when you can no longer get aroused for your partner? And I know sex isn't always the end all be all, but in this situation, like, what do you do? How do you handle it? Do you try to find ways to spice it up and see if it works? Or are you going to chuck this up as like, shit, a win ain't a win?
Move the hell on. You know, I mean, did you, one of the things I will say is, that's so cold-blooded. You did come out with the spice ale. First of all, to find that, he's not saying it, because that was a guy with a girl. He's not saying it, which makes it really messed up. And I know that's a hard conversation, but she physically saw that he wasn't sexually aroused. It wasn't even an assumption, because you can get these, you can feel unattractive. I'm speaking as a woman. I don't know about men, but I've heard and we've read, and you know, you can go through a phase where you're like, I'm just not feeling it. You know, I'm just going through something. So you can feel unattractive, and you can assume, you can put that on your partner and be like, and I don't feel like they're attracted to me either, you know? But when it's confirmed like that, whoa, like, what that probably did to her self-esteem, because she saw him get aroused for someone else. Damn low. That's low.
Mm-hmm. And wait, and she said, because one of the guys in the clubhouse chat was trying to get it out of him. Well, did you tell her that you're no longer into her? And he kept like kind of beating around saying it, but the girl also said, I guess the girl he got aroused for, who they brought in, I guess she probably had like a build-a-body, because the girlfriend kept saying, I mean, I know I don't have that body that everyone just wants and admires and desires, you know what I'm saying? And he kept saying, but I don't want you for your body. That's not, you know, it was just like, it just seemed like he was copping out, when it's like, she's already in the clubhouse, just keep it real, you know? But like she said, he got aroused for the girl, and then when it was her turn to get on him,
she said, bring some stuff to spice it up, and then she said, if nothing works, bye. And toys. I think Journey of a Legend, I was seeing it when you were talking, it was like, that's kind of a hard, they say it was a hard conversation to have. I couldn't see that one. It said it was hard to have or something like that.
He said, I mean, we'd have a conversation first.
And this is the part that throws me, because I'm not going to go in on men, but I feel like men are more physical sometimes than women. I am an exception to the rule. I think for some things, I hear this all the time from my son and my husband, like, Mom, you're different, or it's not that way, because I'm physical too. So I will pick a man apart. You cannot expect a woman to look exactly the way she did when you got together. If you guys have children, if there's some issues, you just have to be real about the whole situation. And I really think it speaks volumes about how shallow an individual is if what gets them so aroused is based just on the physical part. It should be a part of it, but that shouldn't be everything. If you're getting erect for her, and that's what it takes for you to get your rocks off, she can have it. You know what I mean? You can have, because I can look at a man and it's like, he's attractive, But when he opens up his mouth and starts speaking to me, the way he carries himself and him as a person, that's going to determine whether we can even get over into an intimate situation. You can kill all that off from opening your mouth, the way you move, like, ooh, he looked good, but it just started diminishing the moment I got to know him or just heard him talk. Or you ever see dudes come in together? I'm saying like back in the Gap, and it's a group of them, and one of them is attractive, but then he's loud or he's super flashy, or it's like, ugh, yuck, you know, or the caliber of his conversation is just like, ugh. Yeah, or I'll take the quiet.
It's like, give me the less attractive one, please.
Yeah, I thought you was the one, you know, so
anyone but you, anyone but you.
To her, and that can happen with threesomes and stuff. Those are those things we talked about. And you know what?
Be careful when you be trying to bring motherfuckers into your bedroom. It's a sacred space.
Because you knew what her body looked like before she took her clothes off. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And now y'all in Clubhouse because she tweeted about the whole thing. She tweeted, and I guess that's how it got brought to Clubhouse. So it's like, if anyone wants to go in and look, know all her business, there.
You know what? I think if I was with a man that, like I said, the body just did it for him, I really don't even want that type of man. And I know that sounds like a lot, but there's got to be something.
Exactly.
Let's just put it out there. Men don't really be hot like they think they are sometimes. We be saying shit. Women be quiet. Women will sit there and be quiet. We are masters of it. I don't know why.
We be trying to save y'all the heartache because we will go.
And what makes me laugh
bitch,
is that they downplay it to a woman, man, her body's banging, right? And it's like, dang. And when we look at men, it's like we're quiet about it. They don't really put it on. You can look at a man, whether it's, and men say they always limit it to these categories, but it's so much more. Tell me if I'm wrong. They try to limit it to height, money, the size of his penis. That's small. It's a whole plethora of shit that they're leaving out. Hygiene, facial structure. Like, you're not even really that attractive. You know, I don't really like the way you put it. Yeah.
Exactly. Look at your ears. They too small. They too big. One's bigger than the other. You got a keloid
too. Yeah.
Look at your feet.
Toes.
Look at your feet. Yeah. Look at your stomach.
You said hair.
Look at the hair. You look like a werewolf.
Because the world has made that women have to physically be attractive, we will. I'm not. I hate bringing him up, but DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, I don't care how much money they have. It ain't happening. They are not attractive men, but you will see attractive women with these men. Jay-Z is not attractive like that, you know, but society has made it so. Do you see the way Jay-Z is wearing his hair? And I'm not trying to go in on him. A woman could not get away with that. If Beyonce came out, that was on her about blues hair. If she came out and just started wearing her hair like that, do you know how quick Jay-Z would probably, what you
doing? Shit, you could barely be okay with wearing your natural hair still like that. It's a little trend
because Kendrick was doing some shit with his hair too. I think, I'm just saying for me, I'm not letting no dude slide like that. Now, the world has made it like that, but there are men that I believe you can have those type of conversations with, or even if you're not, if I felt like someone was not attracted to me anymore, trust and believe I look good to somebody else. That's what people forget. It's somebody that loves all of it, just the way.
Exactly.
And
one man's trash is another man's treasure, and vice versa. Someone is going to love you for all of you on the exterior and all of you in the interior. Because if you let someone go because of the way they looked or something, if she was good on the inside, trust and believe the next bitch you're with is not going to be that.
You can jump on it, ride it, everything. Because that's really. That's only a portion
Mhm.
of dealing with you.
Spin it around.
You're gonna
do
get
the fuck
real
ever.
tired of that. Because those women, those same women that
Mhm.
came and jumped on and right, you're gonna have your whole pick. Some of them, they're gonna talk about you. They're gonna act like they came and they didn't. They're gonna have their fair share of stories. The respect may not be there. They're gonna tell they girls. So have it. Have at it. I'm not in the business of keeping nobody that don't want to be with me.
Mhm.
And I feel like it's downplayed so much to wanting someone to
Exactly.
fit the description or the definition of what is attractive. How about you look at the person and think about people who are just, I'm not being funny, but maybe bad built. I've seen people that have, their body is just not what the build body is. They can't even go get it in surgery. Have you ever seen people that are really, really big at the top and really, really little at the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
It's
there's
an
nothing
overload
that you do.
on
So what
progesterone.
happens to those type of people?
Progesterone.
You knew when you got with that person
Yeah, nothing.
that you weren't, I mean, let's let the truth be told. You really wasn't that attracted to them. You was attracted to them for the moment. Because when people say she fell off, if a woman's not keeping her hygiene up,
Mhm.
her hair together, you know, her appearance and stuff, those are things where you could honestly have an issue like, yo, you just let yourself go. But if she's keeping herself together, like her hair up, if she wore makeup, she's keeping her hygiene up. No, you want her to look a certain way now. You want her to be snatched in the waist. You want her butt to be, you know, the size of Amber Rose or whatever. You want something different. And you should have got somebody that looked like that. And you should have let them know a big portion of us staying together is that you stay looking like that. Because when you don't, I'm not going to be attracted to you. And it's really big that I physically stay attracted to who I'm with. That's huge. The other stuff, but I need to stay attracted to you. And honestly, the biggest thing that men miss out on, women don't even be mentally attracted to dudes sometimes. They just be existing in stuff. It's like that's why those dudes that have the money that are with those women, they know if that money was gone, she would be gone. Think about, who was that lady, Delicious?
Yep.
She got with that dude that was a part of the Central Park.
Oh, yeah.
They got married and stuff.
Central Park 6. And then all of a sudden, he got that settlement. And I was like,
they were heavy on the gram. All the pictures and on the boat, they're done. It's over.
Heavy.
Yeah. But let's look at it. How did she not?
I know. I saw the one.
We just had a conversation about this. How does Amber Rose not keep a man? How is Jada Waiter a baby mama to little baby? Why are these women not kept? How is Nia Long getting cheated on? How is Beyonce getting cheated on? How if he's saying back
getting
to the
cheated on,
it don't do it for me. Do it for a lot of people over a period of time. This is a moment. This is like minutes, maybe more. That's what's gonna determine. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she put herself in a bad situation because she witnessed it. That is not. He treated her a certain way. That she got to see it. Most of the time, you probably don't even see it like that. But she saw. Oh, you giving her the wood. I can't get nothing.
Yeah.
That probably was devastating to it in itself. But but that putting that whole situation together, that's something that can happen. Or he might not have just been able to get it up no more. Shit, I might have alluded to the other way and been like, oh, it ain't me, it's him. Like, no, it's you. But I would have been like, are you
he didn't take his diabetical medicine?
What's up?
Did you get your penis pump? Did you use it? Because
he would have been mad with me and blurted it out and been like, no,
did you bring your pump?
Because I would have immediately alluded to, oh, you really couldn't handle two women. It's not a good day. Because you gave it to her first. I don't get that.
Right.
You got to be with the shits when you have.
Right. You ain't got the stamina. You ain't got the endurance.
See, I think that immediately, just because I'm that kind of person,
one hit a quitter.
I'm going to have to call Tyrone. That's okay. She got hers. I'm gonna get mine too. And then it would. I know somebody that's gonna be completely aroused.
Come on, join this.
Yeah,
and bigger.
And then he saw another man fully erect, like
Tyrone.
You know, we could do this because somebody wanted it. They love all of it. They don't give me that wood, and she got her with it. But see, I think that's like the that's why I couldn't do stuff like that, because I'll probably get petty and catty, and they'd be like, "Were you planning?" I didn't have this dude in my phone just in case. Every time it's going down, he on standby because
you just in case.
Look a certain. Right. Is this
call him just in case?
So it would be.
Oh, that's my jig.
It'd be bad, but I mean, those are things that can happen, and it's unfortunate because no matter what that man says, it could be very well true what he's saying, and it's because she saw that.
Yeah. When
you hit a woman's self-esteem, it's hard getting that back. It's really hard getting her to believe those things again. She saw that, and he has to reverse that.
Yeah.
What if she was really, slobbing on the knob for him and she didn't have nothing to give him? Or what if she was, really all into it with this dude, but not with him? He may feel some type of way. Yeah, that's a cold scenario, and they just aired that out like that. This social media is crazy. I'm not about to air nothing out.
It's crazy. It's the new Maury. It's the new daytime talk show. Journey of Legend says, "I'll be beating a dead horse here, so I'm just here to understand a possible new point that can be made."
What was he beating a dead horse about?
Oh, there it is. I think, what do you want to clarify, Journey of the Legend? I think just in general about the scenario that's happening.
Well, were there any other comments that they're clarifying now? I know Meredith Grass, she was out of there.
No, that was all.
I don't want no toys neither.
Oh, that was a good one.
He said, "I have a question. Why does everybody put their business on social media?" The question, I mean, we're just saying that. Elle said it's the new Maury. And that makes it worse. The recovery from your emotion, like, you just took this to a whole bunch of other people. She should have kept that in-house, not the clubhouse. Why are you going to clubhouse? That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think they put it on there, Elle? Why do you think they put their business on social media?
They ain't your friends. Viral. To go viral. I mean, look, it went viral. It went on one of the biggest, platforms. So it's a viral thing. I think anything for clout, anything to go viral. So at what point are you going to put your business out that's kind of embarrassing? But hey, maybe she thought, well, if I put this out there, some other guy will see me and might want me.
Sacred to the relationship. It's beyond. It's not a. Why does there? What's the viral moment? It's like everybody knows that my business now.
Maybe people go to her page, follow her. I don't know, but at least she got seen for the moment, and to people, that's important. Which is stupid, because what do you gain from that? Journey of Legend said it would just be me stating men have always been physical and women are more finance-based. A woman will leave a fine man when his pockets get low, and men let their eyes wonder if they're not sold on the woman physically. It's always been like that on the surface level. Which is unfortunate, because when you can really miss out on something when you're judging off of someone's pockets or judging off of someone's physical appearance, because if you are with someone and you're their partner,
Well,
then y'all both can level up
I think
financially
it's
and
a discipline
physically.
thing that comes into play, and if
You
you're
know?
really sold on it, I'll just make it with cars. You could buy a 2023 car right now, off the lot. 2023. It's nice. You like it. You're sold on it. You went and put the money down. You're making the car payments. Let's fast forward to 2026. The new cars that are out. You're gonna look at it and it's like, that's a nice car. Dang, that's even a newer version of the car I had. Or the other 2026. You still have to remember why you were sold on what you got. Why you kept the maintenance up on the car that you bought in 2023. And I'll just transition that over. I was just saying cars is a very basic example.
Mm-hmm.
Women, I don't think that women and men are so different. We're always looking too. There's some good looking men out there. It's not that we don't see them. I was saying that earlier. It's not that we're not sold on, damn, he looks good. Wow. You know, I wonder what that's like. I think it boils down to, I already bought this and I'm gonna work on what I got over here. The maintenance of it and all that stuff. We have just as many options as the men do, if not more, supposedly sometimes. They always want to say it's a shortage on men. No, it's not. No, it's not. I think you make it a shortage when you stay in the same little circle. You could go out the United States. It's more men.
Yeah.
It's about your mindset. You could have a couple of foreigners.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's about why am I staying with these dudes? Why are you even staying in this demographic?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to start getting to like the core of it, if you're talking about physical and stuff, that's what they say beauty is in LA, California. You start going over to the East Coast and you start going out the country, it's not even the same depiction of beauty. So and it's some good looking foreigners. I've seen some good looking foreigners. So it's like, you know, at this point, it's like, how confident are you in the purchase you made? Because it's always going to be something out there. I don't think that women have just as much of a wandering eye as men do. I think we downplay it and we choose to stay and fit the narrative of being dedicated and disciplined and emotional creatures. And we're not physical. I'm going to raise my hand. I am. I choose. Remember we were talking a couple of simple lines back, the power in choosing. I choose to be with you. I choose to stay committed. I choose to be involved in the maintenance of this relationship. Make no qualms about it. We both have options. The narrative of women, there are things where it's like that's a woman thing, but I feel like that one is overly sold. That we like a good looking man just as much as men like a good looking woman. It's not all about the money for me, because I just saw a movie earlier. What was I watching? A horror movie. This big heavy dude was having sex with this lady, and when he got up off of her, it was like a kill scene. He was like this big dude, and she was literally laying there like, she got up and went and got some juice or something from the kitchen, but you could tell she was so disinterested, but the house was laid. If we had a conversation with her, she's not attracted to that man. And I bet you that's where you see the narrative. She's screwing the pool boy. You see, Cassie got with her personal trainer. Diddy's body and all. So let's do the math. You was with Diddy. It ain't always about the money. And you went and had a baby and got married to a trainer. It ain't always about the tax bracket. The body's better. She's attracted to him. We have just, I think, been programmed to downplay, like, you know, he don't have to be that attractive. I'm not that person. I think a great majority, Rick Ross would have to go ahead. He can go under that knife just like she did. He might wear my bra size. Not to dog him. That's to say, they recognize that on us just as quickly as I I recognize it on him.
Yeah,
DJ always has his shirt off.
exactly.
But Lizzo couldn't go with her cheeks out.
Exactly.
They were I mean, overly vocal about.
Without
and I'm
someone
not
saying
for
something.
me, I don't, as a woman, I don't want to have my cheeks out whether I was Lizzo size or Amber Rose size. That's just the type of woman I am. But Amber's got the slut walk. I don't hear too many complaints about her cheeks.
Yeah.
But Lizzo put her cheeks out there, and they was like covered. Oh.
Yeah.
If Oprah started twerking, the internet and Twitter would be set afire. Oprah got that money though, so why can't she have her cheeks out like DJ Khaled got his stomach out? You see the double standard, you know? So I feel like
exactly
they made it like like Oprah, you know better. But DJ Khaled, you got the paper to do it. But Oprah got the paper just like DJ Khaled. And Jay-Z, you got that.
Oprah got the paper 10 times.
You gotta keep it, you know,
or more.
They make it that way. You know what I mean? It's made that way, and I feel like I break the mold with that. I think that some men might want to get a clue, because even the woman in there, the fact that she voiced that, you know, maybe she wasn't thinking in the direction that I'm, you know, or going in the direction I'm going in, but it would be okay if it was limp. I just would have been like, oh, I didn't get that memo, but I do got Tyrone. Let me call him right now. Because this is unfair. This is unfair. So yeah, I saw some of the comments.
Meredith said there has to be a deep connection keeping you there. Journey of Legend said, but most women not leaving Rick Ross to go after their eye candy. Y'all know it's not happening.
Cassie
you
left.
might cheat, but you ain't leaving. I can't keep up with the audio for my responses, but you not leaving that paper. Well, as stated before, you're one of the few. That's why I said it's beating a horse. They were sold on the initial situation they got into.
On her, but Cassie left. Young Miami is there now. Look at the revolving door. Look at the caliber of women that he entertains. Young Miami, like said a couple of weeks ago, that she likes being urinated on.
Yeah.
And she couldn't, and they're like, "What do you like about it?" I don't know. I don't know what it is. It just do something.
But
it would.
Then do you really like it, or do you just
like,
think that it would keep you
and
in
they
the
asked
news?
her, well, where do you like for them to urinate on you? Everything, everywhere, everything.
Which it was just,
shock value.
let me
and they
just
were like, so do
say
you
something
have sex
so I
after
could
before?
stay relevant.
She was like, I don't know, like if we in the shower, they just can peel me while I'm in the shower. They could just peel me. Like, I was like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. You are not into this. You're hoping the shock value, you'll be trending and going viral or whatever. And it's unfortunate because there are other young women listening to this craziness. Yeah, she has a daughter. I think a daughter.
And don't she have a daughter? Or does she got a son?
Yeah, but that whole group, I could go on for days about some of the people, the things that they say. I'm not here to judge them, but I don't want footage of me telling. I think I told you Cardi B got Wade tattooed on her face, and she was saying on live, I tell Offset to come on this side. Don't come on the side with Wade's name. It's weird. I'm like, why do you feel the need to say these things? Nothing's off limits. You get to see every piece of my body.
It's like,
you
keep
hear
that
anything
to
that comes
yourself.
out my mouth. It's nothing sacred. Nothing. But you know, again, like I said, the men with the caliber of women, what Journey of a Legend said, that you know, they wouldn't leave. I think he said Cassie didn't leave, she was replaced. No, she wasn't replaced. Cassie left. Diddy was on. No. Diddy was on Carisha Please, that show, and he said in front of her that he missed Cassie, and he played the new song and she was in it. And her dude was feeling some type of way and alluded to Puffy possibly being gay. No, he didn't. He went and tried to get somebody, but he likes the J-Lo, Cassie.
Yeah.
The fact that he still speaks about this woman, whatever he was in
Cassie type.
Time out. When
He done had a whole baby with Cassie
He
lookalike.
didn't have 4-5 other women. He done got with Young Miami, had a baby with somebody else while he's with her, and was with this new YouTuber. It's 3 different women. There were jokes on Instagram saying Puffy just tightened up the bench, adding to his roster. Can you get picked for the season?
And supposedly some other rapper girl, or is that the YouTube?
I say this: the caliber of
some
the
other
women
rapper girl
that
too. It's just
entertained
it's
after
like,
the fact. I'm not saying that Cassie's all the way up there, but she was to him, and I used her as an example that she dipped on with the trainer. If you look at his body and look at Puffy's, she was using an example that it ain't always like that. If they don't, everybody ain't staying with Rick Ross, and Rick Ross don't got a man. When have you
and at some point,
Rick Ross
the money is no longer attractive.
Name Rick Ross' main girl. We know Puffy was with Cassie. Amber was with Rick.
I know some people he dated for a while, but they were all people like one of the girls, she already had her own business popping, but I don't know what happened between them, but she was off that.
When you put two that have money
but
together.
Yeah, you don't really see
Kanye
one.
got with Kim. He was with Amber Rose before her. Got with her. She had 4 babies. He went off the range or whatever. She was dealing with Pete. Then she's back by herself, and he's just kind of mulling around. I don't know if he's really married now or what, but you get to see the fruit of it. It's like, oh, this is not sustainable. You just having sex. You just want to grab it or something for a few minutes, and now you're on to the next one, and to the next one, and to the next one. You know, it's not an it factor. It's not something that keeps you there. But like I said, I'm not in the business of keeping nobody. You know, if you want to go, you could go. I'm not gonna be mad about it. You gotta believe there's somebody out there that likes what you have, that loves it, that's aroused by it, that will, you know, enjoy your conversation and what you come to the table with. You know? I'm going to go to, were there some comments still?
No, Journalovich Legend just said, well, if he's gay, then it was easy. LOL.
I'm gonna go to my mouth bowl. I'm gonna try to, because that one for me, I think I just get, while I do try to keep the scales balanced with the double standards with men and women, that I do like to really kill the narrative of, or just this whole thing about us not being the way that they are. We're not exactly like them, but we're not that different either. Specifically when it comes to stuff like that. Like Amber Rose, dude, that she just had a baby with not too long ago. He's with Cher. 76 years old. Now just imagine what that did to her ego.
Yeah. Look at Madonna with whoever she with. I don't know who he was with prior to.
Was she young? Was the girl younger?
He was with someone prior to her.
I don't know who the guy is, but I'm saying specifically, Amber had a baby with Wiz Khalifa. Yeah. Then had a baby with this guy. Was with 21 Savage, and she was with Kanye. And then the dude that you had the last one with said he's a sex addict. They seduce him. He cheated on her with 12 different women, and then you see him locked up with a 76-year-old woman. It's like, what? Now that completely kills the narrative. Yeah, they'll probably say he's over there because that's old money or whatever. But think about a woman that's like, as long as I have my assets, she's probably like, what the, a 76-year-old woman is who my dude is with that I got a baby with? It's not.
Right. That's crazy. And it's like, you know, and speaking of her, Wiz Khalifa said that she was the love of his life.
Then why is he not with her?
Recently, too.
Okay, but why not?
Shit.
She's not with anyone clearly.
They just didn't work out. Yeah. Why not go get that if you realize now that that's the love of your life and you guys
probably
so well co-parenting?
What
would be the issue in trying again?
Remember, she was smelling his underwear, talking about I miss him so much. I think when you do that type of damage to a man's ego, and it's marked, we all know it. I think it kind of messes with him a little bit. It's like, yeah, you smelled another
boy, men and their egos. Once you crack that ego, boy, they can't put that crack. They can't. Monkey Clue can't put that shit back together. They fucked because men can't hold the same shit and take the same shit that a woman can take. They just can't. They just. So I don't know, but they can't.
You feel like
I figured that out myself.
Men can't.
They can't, because it will. For some reason, it just seems like a shock to their ego is the end all be all. It's like a shock to their ego. It's like you done said some shit that you can't take back, and it don't even be that serious sometimes. It's like, bitch, you think it's small, but you know, but they really be thinking it's some big shit that you said. But it's like, no, I don't know what the hell be.
No, if he said it's the love of his life, I'm sure it's the Dross thing. I'm sure it is, because I'm really 21 Savage was at the slut walk, okay, with the sign. So listen,
holding up the sign. He said, I really appreciate him doing that.
Sure that probably, so he had a baby with her. He probably was like, whoa, even if it is the double back, like she smelled this straw.
Like, damn, she wasn't smelling my drawers.
That's horrible. But I think so. You think the men have more of a delicate ego than we do. But they say we're super sensitive, though.
Yes. I mean, a delicate ego also equals super sensitive. If we want to be real, we are sensitive and emotional, but then we just get over the shit. It is what it is. A man will carry on to that shit and use it in every scenario possible. And you know, it's like, damn, nigga, that was 20 years ago.
Can we just bring it up? I didn't die, okay? I think the ego becomes very.
I thought we cremated that issue.
Ours is on certain stuff. We're sensitive about, you know, our appearance. That hurt me.
Yeah.
Do you love me? The acceptance. But I think if you say something about their money, they growth.
Yeah. Physical appearance, yeah.
Milan said,
like, damn, nigga, one of your balls was smaller than the other.
Say something about a man's penis, about his money, or about another man's penis is bigger than his, or his pockets. The pockets and the penis. The two P's that you know. But we can add.
The two P's.
This is really
the
bad.
Two P's.
Pussy,
I mean,
pockets,
dang.
and penis. Yeah.
You ain't getting enough pussy. Dang. Your dick too small. Dang.
You broke.
You ain't got enough pussy. Dang.
You didn't see so-and-so. He'll probably be like, I'm a killer. That's wild, but I believe it. And a woman, if you call her fat,
it's true story. She's gonna be super sensitive, but that bitch gonna go get on the Stairmaster real quick.
She'll be like,
real
Either she gonna
quick
do
and show your ass
on the
out.
Stairmaster, or she gonna go to BBW. The ones she gonna be like, I'm gonna find me a dude that like a big bitch. You watch.
Right?
Look,
She gonna
she
go
either gonna
eat
do
her
two
bonbons
things.
and her ice
She
cream,
gonna get her
and then
body
she gonna
right
get
to
that
spite
together.
you, or she gonna go find somebody that's got a bigger pocket that like her big the way she is, and do them better. And she'll be like, I'm taking my big ass over
Got
there
a
with
bigger
Tyrone,
penis.
whose pockets is bigger, whose penis is bigger. You know,
Facts.
yeah. Who's getting this big pussy?
Who gets this pussy?
We done went left. I don't know. It was fun though.
How
It
did
was
this turn into this?
I don't know. It was
We just
bad.
touched on like 10
That
topics.
we went from what do you the thing was, what do you do when your partner is no longer attracted to you? That one thing took us. Oh my gosh.
Just in circles. We just kept going, finding another interest.
Milan,
Find another interest.
Milan, you better know what those 3 P's.
Ooh, I'm over here, bro. I'm gonna have to take this sweater off. Oh,
Yeah, but I mean, that's
oh my God.
Hell has no fury like a woman scorned. She'll be like, I'm about to put my big ass on this. I'm a
That's
you
because women,
heard a
what we
woman.
do know is how to get revenge.
And
if
she's
you
not
say possible.
awkwardly expressing it. You want her to be sensitive. You need her to cry, because if she take that like a shot of liquor, she plotting on you.
Mhm. And when she comes with her revenge, it ain't gonna be physical. It's intentionally to hurt your feelings. It's gonna, like you say, it's gonna be mental. It's gonna be emotional. It's gonna fuck you up spiritually. I mean, it's a wrap. Just know that when you say something to a woman,
No, what did
her
you
whole
say? You gotta
thing
think
is
big,
fucking
bitch. You gotta think
revenge.
you
Just
think it's
know.
too small. You think it's too small.
You gotta think big. You think it's small. You gotta think big, bitch. And that's what the woman be like, oh yeah, I'm thinking big now, motherfucker. I'm not calculated. I'm getting strategic on your ass.
Where
We
the,
don't
all the
calculate.
different
We get
triangles
strategy.
and the math problems are going. That's how a woman, she like, mm-hmm. And they going, dude.
Einstein ain't got nothing on me. Pie, fuck a pie.
Look, let me get myself together. I'm going to
Look, I'm over here
to the
burning
Mile
up.
Bowl
I'm
to try
having
to
to
bring
think
us
about this
down.
women.
We done went all left on that one clubhouse, that spicy topic that took us and derailed us. Let me see. Okay, and this can be even in the comments. What are 3 things you think are important to for you to have in a partner? So this is, it's not anything specific. It's like, what are your 3 things? More informative. I'll say my 3 things, and let's see what you guys' 3 things are too.
I think for me, communication, affection, accountability. And I probably have more, but those are some 3 specific ones that come to mind. Communication, because that's key to a successful relationship. Affection, because you never want to feel like you're in something and someone isn't attracted to you. You want to feel that a man, there's affection in the way he looks at you, talks to you, or whatnot. And accountability, when there's a disagreement, that we each can be accountable, figure out a solution, and move on. If one person's not going to be accountable and play victim, how do we move on? How do we move on?
Accountability.
So those are my 3.
And the affection part one was what?
Affection and communication. Just like how a man looks at you, touches you, just even affection can be
And you think that's
taking
important?
you out, enjoying each other's company, you know?
What was your, I don't know if you went out. Why was that one important to you, Elle?
Yeah. Because it's still just the same as sex. Like, sex is important in a relationship. I want to feel desired. I want to feel wanted, and I want to be able for my man to feel the same way, you know? If I'm cooking, come give me a kiss or something. Come give me behind me and give me a hug. That is that kind of affection shows interest, shows
I see it as
love or
Meredith Pratt
desire.
said,
You know,
communication, intimacy, and loyalty. So she's got communication like yours. Intimacy, I think, would that still be along the lines of affection and loyalty? Yours were affection,
yeah,
communication,
and loyalty.
and what was the other one? Loyalty. Okay. I can see the loyalty there too, and intimacy. It's interesting. I like that you guys both said it because you guys both said two of the same things almost. Did anybody else put three things in there
Yep, just a different word.
that they look for in a
No,
partner?
anybody else
And
got
you could put why
three
as
things?
well.
Journey of a Legend said communication, support, loyalty.
Okay.
Honorably mentioned is intimacy.
You know, I got a
Honorable
problem.
mention.
I'm still on other. I'm like the three P's: penis, property, and power. I put property. I'm so ridiculous. Okay. Mine is the first thing for me is spiritual relationship, like a spiritual relationship, because I feel like we're speaking the same language. And I think that it doesn't mean I can't be with somebody that, you know, if they didn't go to church or anything like that. I just need to know they have a relationship and understanding where we're on the same page, because it'll be like I'm speaking one language and they're speaking another. I'm over here saying, you know, God is gonna make a way.
Yeah.
And if they're over there like, what are you talking about? Like, we got to make a way. I think that's going to be a problem. So a relationship with God is huge for me. And then commitment. Commitment is important because that volumes about their commitment in projects, support, relationships, everything. It's like, you know, how big is their commitment to something? You know, once you're like, when you're committed, you're going to do what you got to do to stay in there. I think that segues into support and the maintenance of it and all that stuff. Commitment, relationship with God, and communication. Because I need to know what's going on. Because if you can communicate that you're not still in it, you are still in it, this is what we're doing, that's not what we're doing. And when we have relationship, I think with God, we still have a similar set of values and understanding ultimately overall purpose and stuff like that. So I say commitment, communication, and a relationship with God.
And I think too that spiritual aspect, like Journey of a Legend said, 3 is too small. That also determines like your evolution, the evolution of your relationship, the evolution of the two of you separate. Sometimes one person evolves more than the other and is trying to pull the other one to evolve as well. And they are just not getting
it. You were
it.
saying
So
that
you have
that's
a
how the
very
spiritual aspect comes into play.
Relationship, you know, because when you're spiritually in tune, you are evolving, you are growing, you are, you know, that just you're evolving and growing into your greater self, because we're all trying to grow into our higher self. You know, all the time. You're never going to fully reach it's always a journey that you're on. And when one person isn't there spiritually, I mean, that can cause a
Yeah.
you know,
And I
the
think
balance
also, I
to
see,
be
Milan,
off
you said
in a
commitment,
relationship.
communication, intimacy. So as the women in here, we all are having some of these similar ones and speak values about just us gender based. Like these are things that women need. Just based on us here.
Yeah.
I think that the spiritual part too,
Yeah.
will help tremendously, because there are times when a person can be in a really bad place or just unfulfilled, just things going on. And I think when you already know initially going in that you have that relationship, you know how to attack that. It don't have anything to do with you, whether you seek it in prayer, where you're understanding it's not even a physical thing, it's a spiritual thing that's happening. And you guys both in that have that understanding, like it's bigger than just the physical part of this relationship. And I don't mean intimacy, I mean, like I was saying the other day, can you imagine when people have been married for 50 plus years, the type of things they have experienced together, the type of endurance they've had to have? I'm sure there are periods of time that they were just like, I don't even love you right now. I like you. I'm angry with you. I like you, but I don't love you. I'm displeased with you overall. And you said you was going to do this, and you get to see the evolution of the growth and then the disparity sometimes. And it's just so much stuff that's happening to us as people, good and bad, you know? So I think that speaking the same spiritual language is huge there, because there'll be times when you might not be able to communicate it to the person, but you over there communicating it in a way where you're still wanting you guys to do well, you know, to succeed as individuals and me. I think when you take the spiritual aspect and put it at the forefront, I still want to see you succeed as a person, you know, whether it's with me or without me. And I say title wise, I think when you get good people together and you've been together for so long, you start to love them as a person. You know, it's not so much about you're not making me happy. It's, are you happy? Are you fulfilled? And I want to see you happy and fulfilled and thriving and doing what you said. So it's a spiritual thing that's happening. You know, I think it's just levels to it. You know, it's seasons, just like seasons change. I think that relationships are constantly, you tilling the soil, you know, and cultivating, and there are rocks they got in there, and you're throwing those rocks out, and there are weeds that found their way in there, and you're pulling the weeds out and stuff like that. It's a constant process of, you know, getting everything ready for something to grow, for something to flourish in different seasons, you know. I think a relationship probably is symbolic to the seasons, where it's like stuff is not growing, you know, in the winter. This is what's happening in this season, you know, but spring, this is what's happening. So, yeah.
I think too, that's why commitment and communication becomes so important, because, you know, if you're committed, when shit hits the fan and things are rocky, you guys are still committed to each other, you know, to work through it, if it can be worked through, you know.
This is like a segue to this. Do you think you can stay in a relationship and it doesn't hold the weight of, because when I say 50 plus years, do you think you're in love, the level of love that you were when you first came in, do you think that will sustain after the 50 or 20 or 10-year mark, where you're like, yo, you know, the way the love looked initially coming in, it's different now, you know what I mean? It's not even about husband, wife, you know, girlfriend, boyfriend. It's more of a, and I don't even want to say partnership, because that word is looked at so weird. It's almost like, some people say it diminishes like the whole union of marriage. I think you're working for so much more than just the husband-wife thing. Like, you got so much other stuff that's vested in this. Like, you guys are, I see you as a person. You see with somebody that long, you're seeing them as a person. Like, you know a lot about this individual beyond the honeymoon phase. You've seen their highs, their lows, things that people may have never known about them when you start putting that kind of time under your belt. do you think that these three things, like we said, these are things you need to sustain, but is it sustainable? I know that Journey of a Legend said 3 is so small. Is it sustainable? Are you with just those things and, you know, a couple of more, or are you constantly adding new things for it to sustain? I think I'm saying the question right. Do you think you're looking for new things to add for it to sustain?
Yeah. I think eventually, especially when you're with someone so long, you will definitely be adding more things to sustain, because the relationship is evolving, and in a relationship there's going to be ups and downs. It's not going to be all highs every time, because you're growing as a person, your partner's growing as a person, and you guys are growing as a couple. So there will always be tension, and you may have those 3 to 5 things initially that may sustain the relationship, but then you might look at, okay, I need support thrown in there. You know, I might be having some kind of personal life change, a midlife crisis or something. So now I have to throw support into the bucket, or vice versa. So I think you're always throwing things into the relationship to sustain. As long as you're communicating with each other about things that you need to sustain, then I think the relationship can continue to evolve and grow. It's still going to be up and down, but you're communicating your needs and they're communicating their needs for the relationship to stay or be
to stay
a heightened place.
To where
if that makes sense.
It's
exactly. Because you could be in a relationship like this for 50 years, but would you rather be in a relationship like this for 50 years or a relationship like this for 50 years? Because at least you're getting some highs in there. You know what I'm saying? This is boring. At least we learned when we dip down and come back up. At least we learned, or hopefully we learned something from the dip. You know? And I think when you're adding that communication and those little things, you'll have more highs and dips.
Said, I feel like you're constantly strengthening and cultivating new and old things. And you are. And I saw something a while back, and I believe this. It was a guy. He said, I've been in this thing for 10 years plus. He said, you are constantly staying involved with the person that you're in relationship with, because they're ever changing. The woman, she's not the same person that you married in the beginning. She's not the same person after she has kids. She may not be the same person after she, leaves a career she had and she's now going out to pursue her passion, or she's an entrepreneur. He said the people are constantly changing, and you have to stay, plugged in to know where they're at. You know what I mean? Because it's different things that are happening. So that communication thing, which everybody had on their list, I think it's almost set up for failure at some point if you aren't communicating what's going on with you, what your needs are, this was what I had on the table, but that's not what on the table anymore. This is what I said, but that's not what I want to do now. Like, I think you have to always be in communication with your partner. Yeah, that's interesting.
I agree. I was going to say something. And yeah, like you said, because I think you mentioned, like, you're ever changing. So your partner shouldn't even expect you to stay the same. But sometimes you do have relationships where the other partner is not changing and you're changing, and that causes tension, and you're changing and evolving. They might not see it as an evolution. They may see it as something negative because they are stuck where they are, and again, that can boil down to communication. When you're in a relationship, if I'm in a relationship and I know I'm evolving, naturally I want my partner to evolve. Hell, I want my friends to evolve. I want us all evolve. Like, I don't want to be staying in the same place that I
Yeah.
was a year ago, 2 years
Yeah.
ago, 5 years, hell, a week
Journey
ago.
said, well, they
You know?
think that they think what got them there will sustain. I think sometimes too, not even so much as that
Will
part.
sustain them.
I agree with that, but also I think that sometimes people communicating where they're at can assist in the growth or help with the relationship. Sometimes you being open to or expressing a change that's happened or communicating where you're at may assist the other person in a capacity that you didn't even think so. But they think everything's cool and everything is what it is, and it's really not. You know, it's like, no, I'm not even. That's not where I'm at anymore. Like, communicate. They didn't get the memo, so they're still operating. It's like when you're you have an update on your phone, right? If you're still operating in the same system, you ever notice Instagram might slow down, this might slow down? Because you need to update your phone. So I think that
your whole shit off
should be applied to relationships. You operating on an old system, it's some updates that you need to be made aware of. And actually do it. You know, the update in the relationship is A, B, C, D. You know, I need to let you know this is what's going on. So yeah, that's a good example too. I think I'm thinking for myself, like, if the phone needs to be updated, and I've said this before with self-circle check about you checking in, you know, with your friends and family, or, you know, whoever's in your immediate circle, and also checking in with yourself, like the maintenance on a car, the check engine light, the updates on relationships goes right over there too. If there are updates on the phone, there are definitely some. We need to table the updates that just happen over here on my iOS or whatever, however you say it, on my system. This is still in. This ain't. This is still going on. This isn't. This is working. This is not. You know. Yeah, that sucks when you don't have the update. Did you mute? Or are you still there?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I muted. Sorry.
Here we go.
You know, I keep muting, and then I be forgetting. I be all up in the whole conversation.
Wow. Did the mute happen?
Yeah,
are we good for time for another topic? We stay deep on these. What you got for your what bowl you going to? Okay.
I'm gonna jump in my mild. So this kind of ties into stuff we've been talking about, but how do you end a relationship? And this could be a friendship or a relationship, you know, partner, boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever. How do you end a relationship?
What you mean?
Do you just go ghost? Do you communicate what you need to communicate? You know, like I no longer want to be your friend. This isn't working. This relationship's not working for me. You know, you're not living up to what we need to sustain.
You want
so how do you go
you
about
bring them in to talk about some adjustments or anything? You just fired. Dang, L.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm
just like, how do you just
end
it?
You know, for me to enter a relationship with someone, be it friendship or, you know, more than that, a romantic relationship, there had to be some qualities there at some point that were valuable to me that I, you know, and I value our relationships.
Well, saying that you have tried, you know what I'm saying? You've tried to sustain that friendship, or you tried to sustain that romantic relationship. You definitely put your time in and gave effort.
There's nothing.
So what do you do when like you feel like, well, there ain't no more effort?
For some people, depending on how much they value their time, and how much they've invested in that relationship, sometimes it's like a Band-Aid. You just got to rip it off.
that saves you the time, because now you about to put time into
Yeah.
the slow part, time into the adjustment of, you know, how we move, if we spending
Yeah.
time together. And I say more so the romantic part, and for close friendships. I like to make adjustments first. But I think that you're alluding to that you did. That was in you giving all you could. Because if you just cut something, I think that
Yeah.
may, and you may not care, but I feel like it may say to the other person that, wow, I thought that we were better than that. I thought that our relationship held more value. But that's that update stuff. This goes right into this, that they didn't get the updates. They weren't attentive to things that were happening. Like, instead of you communicating the update, how you know how your phone slows down, you might not talk as much anymore. You may not desire to spend as much time as you used to. As you say, you don't lend any type of energy to the solution. You know what I mean? You're not listening the way you used to. Those are subtle slowdowns, like on your device. Those are subtle things that a person may be communicating more with their actions than their words. And so I think being a person of integrity, or trying to be, because sometimes, you know, emotionally, you just can't, you know, you just can't do it. Just like I can't. I think that when those types of updates start happening, you need to decide immediately, like, okay, I already know I'm scaling back. I already know how I'm dealing with this person. So being proactive and forecasting, this is where we're headed. I want to do some damage control, you know. So for me, if they're worth me saying it's, I don't want to be friends anymore, then I would just say that, you know. Or you could just keep scaling it back. But if they really value you as a person in romantic or friendship or whatever, like if you stop showing up to a job, they're gonna call you and be like, are you not coming in anymore? What, they're gonna ask questions. So you just have to be prepared, you know. And it depends on how it's so many different dynamics. How, you know, were you guys seeing each other all the time? Did y'all hang out all the time? Were you at happy hour all the time? Because these are abrupt things that can happen, and they notice right away, like, what's up, you know, what's going on. But if you're just done with it and you don't want to make the adjustments, and for the sake of time, I just would, you know, out of respect, I just tell them, I don't want to explain, you know. I think I've explained that enough with the type of person I'm becoming now. Not being a woman of my word, not showing up, not having integrity, because I'm making these adjustments based on me not wanting to be friends with you anymore, or be in a romantic relationship with you anymore. And you know, it's unfortunate, but I've been doing this, whether you noticed it or not. I might tell them that, and that's why now I have to just cut it off, because now it's messing with me as a person. Because now, at some point, if I stay here longer, I'm just going to end up not having the integrity that I desire to exemplify. I might do you dirty, and not intentionally. You know, I may not show up. I may start being everything that you have never experienced me being. And I don't want to leave on that note. I just noticed we need to be done with this before I start being a bad version of me. You know, you muted yourself again. You know, I think when you keep that in mind, the Band-Aid thing is what you lean more towards, because you can do more hurt. It's going to hurt anyway, maybe, you know, if the person cared. If they didn't, maybe not. But for the sake of still just having some respect, I do the Band-Aid approach before I start compromising who I am as a person. And then now they seeing something that you don't want. You don't want to be that to them. You want to just update them on the status of the relationship and the change that needs to happen for you to be, you know, still operating as the best version of yourself. And just, you guys aren't a good fit anymore as friends, as romantic business partners, whatever. That's what I did, you know. And sometimes romantically, some people may be like, well, I don't think that, you know, that you may have to do a Dear John type of letter, because sometimes people, for real, because sometimes people will be like, well, I hear what you're saying, but I don't think it's that, and we need to do this. It's like, no, you're not hearing me. I'm done. It's over. I don't want to do this anymore. And it's not a bad thing. It's for me to flourish and for you to keep doing what you're doing, because obviously this is who you are. That's not working. But it's that, you know, sometimes people still they're not listening.
Exactly.
They're processing, and then they're making it what they need for it to be. You know?
Yeah. I agree. Meredith said communication is key. The relationship or friendship is no longer
and I think that's always happening. And I think this might sound a little weird. I think sometimes it's not about, as they say, deading it or just that's why I'm always big on adjustments. Sometimes, as we've alluded to or said in this live, that people are evolving. If they evolve like that in relationships, they're evolving as people too. Your friends may not be the same type of person they were when you first met them. So before you jump the whole person, you might want to evaluate kind of where they're at. It could be some life changes. You know, they're just sometimes assess it. Don't come in and make just a full judgment. Start, you know, helping in a sense. When I say helping, you might be like, this is not how she or he normally is. What's changed? Okay, let me make an adjustment here and see. Be like water and try to figure out if this maybe looks better for us at this level of our friendship. Because if we're trying to make it to where they're the way they were when you got the first friendship was, I think that's unfair. As long as they haven't compromised or hurt you in a way where it's just like conducive to your growth, if that makes sense. I don't think you should jump people. I've seen people want to be in relationship with somebody, and when it's like they meet up and they don't, you know, it's like it wasn't a vibe, you know. But the whole time they were talking for months, they had this in common, that in common. It's like, so because that person can be your boyfriend or girlfriend, you gonna jump the whole individual? Possible friendship there. Maybe you guys don't fit romantically, but this might be a great friendship. But they'll jump the whole person. I'm just saying that I think you just want to look at, is it salvageable in a sense? And I speak specifically for friendships, because I think romantic ones are a little bit harder. If you have a romantic relationship with someone, you might need some separation for you guys to operate as friends, if that wasn't like the foundation of it. But I feel like with friendships, I'm more open to just making adjustments, like really trying to figure out, like, don't, and I learned this later in life. I used to be the off with their heads when I was younger, because it was like, I know how I am, and they're not being like that, and that's not cool. You know, I'm dependable. I'm communicating. I knew everything I was being, and that doesn't always translate the same with the other person. You got to see what their strengths are and why you enter into a friendship with them initially. What were those things, and are those things gone? And if they are, what are things that have happened in their life that could have affected that? But go and look at the core. Like, is this at the core a good person? Is this at the core somebody that, you know what I'm saying, I would still want to have in my circle, but maybe some adjustments need to be made. That's like if you get with somebody and they didn't have any kids when you guys became friends, and then they get married and have 5 kids. Your friendship may not look the same. You guys may be like, we used to be like running every day, like happy hours, all that. Then she got married, she got a husband, 5 kids. She may live 45 minutes away now. Are you still going to be talking about we used to hang out all the time? Her life has changed. So that may look a little different to where it's like, I might talk to her once a week, or, you know, and then also in that,
make adjustments accordingly.
It's like, at the core, is this a person I could call on? And vice versa. Like, this is still my friend. It's just different.
Yeah.
Like you said, like this. It's different. So I think evaluating that first. But you said when you just done, if you know you want to be done with that person, you don't want them in your life, you have that right. I don't ever want to see you again. I think of done as permanent. When you say done, that means like if I never talk to you again, I'm cool with that. We're done. Versus some adjustments, like I don't talk to you as much. I don't interact with you as much. You know, there are things you just keep figuring it out. You don't junk the whole person. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Journey of Legend said, I think you can reduce the usage rate people can have with you until it eventually fades out or gets better.
That's where I'm at with it.
Which is true.
What was the topic? I want to write it down so I keep it. Okay. Yeah, but
how do you end a relationship?
I always say you got to do what works for you. I'm saying all that, but you might be like, no, and it's like, but you don't want to, no, and you know what's gonna protect your peace, your spiritual, your relationship with God, because you be like, if I keep dealing with them, it ain't gonna be nothing. It ain't gonna be nothing spiritual popping over here.
They testing me.
I'm not gonna pray about it. I'm gonna lay hands on somebody. You know what I'm saying? So you know where you're at with it. It's like I say, people know when they're operating on E. You know before we know. So with that information, you would best assess what needs to happen within the dynamics of these adjustments, or this is a straight cutoff. Because if this is a straight cutoff, I'm gonna have to do this and rock out and be done with it. If this is gonna do more hurt than help.
Journey of Legend said, the more you fuck around, the more you go find out.
Yeah.
We've been on one tonight, boy.
Too. We say it all the time. We like, because the more they fuck around, the more they go find out. People need to get paid off of these memes, man. Like, these things that go viral, they need to figure out a way to get paid
for real.
It's hilarious.
Cause that should be funny.
What is that?
They better license that shit like Image Wire Image. You know, when the paparazzi are taking photos and stuff, and you ever see the watermark Wire Image, if blogs want to use those pictures on their blogs and stuff, you have to pay the licensing fee. Even using on social media, photographers will tell these people, take that down. You didn't buy the rights to post this photo. So people better start doing usage rights of their memes.
Well, once
copyright, whatever you gotta do, I don't know how it works.
Once they put it out,
so you can get your money.
They might, if they could put it, we might come up with something right now. I just had an idea. If let's say you had a, watch this happen, damn it. Let's say you had a site, instead of just doing it on your phone, you went through this particular app. Because, we can grab everything. But once you go through this app, you might pay to go through that app, and people pay to use it. And so,
because here's the issue. People sometimes don't even know the originator of the fucking meme.
So it's like they go through the Goji app. You could only get it there,
and the app,
and that's where it originated from. But when you do it from your phone on Instagram, it's everybody. But if people are going through that app and like, oh my gosh, that this is where it's popping, and you see that and you want to use it, it can be as little as $1. You make your money.
You gotta pay, because on Instagram, when you click that box, you are agreeing to their terms So a lot of people now, when they post content on their page, they say you can share it on the stories, but if you repost,
I know that
you
they have
cannot
a way to do
repost
it
it
because
without
when you
giving
use
credit.
somebody's music in the back something on Instagram, it's flagged.
Oh, they shut you down. They put
Right,
no,
and
no,
that's why I'm
you
saying
got a
it's just
whole
a matter
thing
of
going
time
on
before
dancing.
somebody
They got
does
no
the app.
sound.
So it's just going to funnel everybody to that app. You might have to give them a small percentage
Exactly.
of when you make
Mm-hmm. I'll take that dollar or that 50 cents because that's a dollar and be like,
it's $5 a month to have this app for you to make more than that. So you can upload on, you can have different, look at us creating.
Mm-hmm.
You can have different tiers where it's like, if you pay 10 a month, you can upload this many memes. If you pay 5 a month, you can upload this many. And yeah, and but you have the opportunity
or for the whole year, go on, get that whole year
amount to get paid every time somebody comes on here and uses that. Got him, you know what I'm saying? Or you fuck around. Yeah. Oh, listen.
You think it big, bitch? You think it's small? You need to be thinking big, bitch. Because I know he ain't getting no money or as much money as we've been using that meme, boy.
Someone's gonna put it out. What's that?
All over.
Yeah.
I use it in my real life.
No, and
we use it through a text
somebody's
message.
gonna come up
big,
with
bitch.
it. That's the difference between. And that's why I love connecting with other creatives or people that understand what the purpose is, because it's literally the difference between how we're talking about this and then the funding of it. So if a person's like, "Ooh, I totally want to fund that," what does that look like? I got the money for it, and that's, I mean, as it's been told to me repeatedly, it's like I'm looking for the person that can sign off on the money, that they're not limited by finance. We're limited by finance.
Yeah.
When you don't lack the creativity, but as my husband always says, if the only thing you lack is money, that's a small problem. He said, because people with money lack creativity. They're looking for someone to so that's fine, Barry. You're gonna link with a person that's just like, what a check. Here.
Yeah. It's just about getting yourself out there. Again, community. You don't know who your network is.
And
you're not out
that's
talking
important
to people or getting to know people.
It can,
you
like
know?
I said, it can change the trajectory of your life. It can be the difference between where you're at, 3 to 5 years from now. By, dang, I met this person in the store. It's the most random places. The Southern Girls, I want to say pastries. I'm probably butchering it, but it's Southern Girls. They make vegan pastries. One came here pursuing their career as an actress, and I forget what the other one did, but they like randomly met and they ended up starting their own. It's the only one Black owned by 2 girls, the Southern Pastries. They were in Tabitha Brown's place, and you can order them online. And I mean, they met like that though. No, that's why it's always important to you just be aware of yourself and what you got going on and what your needs and desires are and what you prayed about, because once you ask, then you're seeking and knocking. It's nothing like having no direction. You just coming out. Who goes and says, I'm just throwing, I'm not even aiming for something. It's like when I want this. I want to work on myself as a brand. I want to do this and do this. Once you have direction and an understanding of what you're executing, now you know what you need. So you're talking to people or meeting people when you're going somewhere, and it's not even always, like you said, networking. It can be as simple as you being in a store. When you are moving, like if someone comes up to you and it's like, hey, I've met people getting a pedicure. Now, here's the messed up part, and I believe this. Sometimes people ask for stuff and aren't ready for it, so they miss it. And we feel like it slows us down, and it does a little bit in a sense, because it could have happened right there. It might be somewhat of a delay, but still know that it's going to be just as great as it would have been. You're not missing it that way. But sometimes you meet people and you
Yeah.
hear they doing this, you doing that. It's like, oh, this would be great if we, and they just moving slow. No plan. They lost focus or they moving too slow. It's like, oh, you was just talking. You saying I want this, but you didn't really want all that because you're not fine. You're not. I'm here.
Yeah.
Sometimes like, oh, I know you was looking for me, because that's what I do. And they be like, oh my gosh, like you're amazing, you're great. They'll say all this stuff and they missing it. It's like, so that's why these have been really good. We usually
this was definitely one for the books.
We made like mini ones within the 3.
One of them
it
had
was
like hella
yours that we had multiple
15
topics
in one.
That first one, what do you do when your partner's no longer? That was like 3.
That one took
a
life of its own, literally. That one had like 15 baby mamas.
We have to try to simmer it down. I was like, what are 3 things you look for in your partner? Then you kicked it back up. How do you in a relationship? Like, okay. This is the direction we're going in tonight. This is just what it is. This is what it's supposed to be. Oh, it was a good one. I enjoyed it.
Gosh. That was a good one.
I don't know if at Marriage Tribe, but we'll start from now and then going forward. We're going to, in March, starting March 1st, we're going to go to the first Sunday and the last Sunday of the month, as opposed to being every Sunday. And we'll just keep giving you guys a soft reminder as we switch over, and just preparing for the other irons we have in the fire. Like I told you, being proactive so that we're doing good with our time management. And I just look forward to that. And always I look forward to just hopefully impacting, inspiring, and empowering anybody that comes here. That's the important part. As always, I know you pin it L. You can leave any questions, comments, concerns, suggested topics. You can shoot that email to us at watchsipandlive@gmail.com. And I look forward to next Sunday and seeing what topics we have in the bowl, or whatever PSA announcement that I might have or Elle might have. Until then, I hope that you guys have a safe and productive week with hopefully some laugh out loud moments in between. Oh, that's it for me. I never even poured up. I literally
Yay.
I never poured. I was killing my
I know you sure didn't. I done had 2 cups
because it gets.
I know. This tea gets me high a little bit, and it's just herbs, but it puts me, so when I go to sleep, I feel very like on a high in a good way and very relaxed.
That's good because it's like a wind down for you.
Yeah,
I've been drinking, I don't forget, but it's like 9 o'clock. What is it like? What is it, 9 or 10 on your end?
Yeah.
So I was
9:14.
Yeah, I tried.
And me, and I wake up at 4:50 in the morning. And so sometimes drinking the wine, I'm not able to sleep well, but it just hasn't been agreeing with my stomach. But I've just been trying to drink a little more tea. I've even been like minimizing my coffee consumption. But this right now, the climate I'm in, I really need my tea. So this has like, is there lemongrass in here? I know there's chamomile, there's lavender. I got a few different things in here, but this tea right here just puts me in a nice, like, feel-good sleep. I feel so refreshed in the morning. And I have these pillowcases this brand sent me that they're not silk, but they just are, I don't know, I forgot the fiber, but they're so comfy and they feel so good. So since I've been wearing them, using them this past week, it's just been helping me sleep way better.
The good thing is that I feel like you have to listen to your body. So body is saying tea because it's still sip. It's sip and lime. We didn't say wine
Yeah.
and lime. We didn't say happy hour, margaritas and lime.
Yeah.
Whatever you're sipping
Yeah.
on. They
Yeah.
flagged me for using my I was hoping something, yeah. But other than that, I'm with it. Tea, wine,
Yeah.
whatever. At Mary Brad brings her tea, green. Yeah. Hey, we're sipping.
A
It's your
shot
choice
here
what
and
you sip
there,
on.
you know what I'm
Paying for
saying?
the information. The sip is the fun part, you know. But what we came for, we still do that. It doesn't affect. I never opened the bottle.
Well, we was live today and none of us drank no alcohol.
I drank some water.
I know. I thought about that halfway in. I'm like,
but I was really.
I didn't even see you drinking the water. That's how good the combos was, though. That's how good the combos
like, I love fruit, but I have to make sure, like, my 80-20, I want it to be more fruit, more everything, and then the 20 is the other stuff, you know? So I was like, I had apple yesterday. I got to make sure I have my apple today and my orange, and, you know, whatever fruit is in there, I got to have that. I got my pineapples, and fruit goes bad. The real stuff does.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, let me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I've been consuming a lot more fruit. Like, I was just looking in the mirror yesterday and today. I was like, dang, I slimmed down some. Because, you know, when I'm drinking that wine, too, that stuff bloats me. But I've just been, you know, just being conscious of what I'm eating and not eating after 5:30. Because when I get home, I just eat dinner. And then it's just like drink water, have my tea, go to sleep. If I feel the need to, you know, have some fruit or something, if I feel the need to, I will. But really, I just try to consume my fruit in the morning and throughout the day if I need to.
So the doctors ask you, so what's going on? So what have you been eating? How you feeling? So they don't even know. They still learning from us. So listen to your body. You know what you got to do. Well, it's been real and exciting and informative as usual. And I will hopefully see everybody back here next Sunday. As my empty glass. Cheers.